Right then, here we have our 1/48 scale Airfix Vixen FAW.2. Now, I have built 2 of these kits already. I'm building this kit next, and then I've got another kit to do. So, you know, I've got a bit of experience as regards to this kit, and I can tell you it's a real nice kit. So, to start off with, the instructions. Well, first off in here, we've got some Airfix Club stuff. You get a really nice in colour, glossy decal diagram and our paint scheme instructions here. Now, you do get to do several different markings. You've got number 899 Squadron, HMS Eagle. That's a nice one. You've got the number 892 Squadron, that's Somerset, 1968. You got 893 Squadron, that's HMS Victorious, 1966. And I think there's another one, yep. And then you've got the GCV1X 2010. I'm presuming that's some sort of maybe anniversary or a museum piece thing or something, not quite sure. But you've got 4 nice sets of markings there for this aircraft. So moving along, you do get some pilots with this one. I'll look up that later, but the seats, they look straightforward. The cockpit is actually really nice on this. You can get resin, but to be totally honest, I mean, it is a really nice cockpit anyway, so I would save your money and I'd stick with what you're going to kit, because it's really nice. And I don't think, looking at the canopy, that you're going to see in there that much, and especially if you put pilots in there. So I mean, it's a really nice cockpit anyway. I think you can get photo etch as well. Moving along, there is this bit of glass bit here, which makes a little window for the, I think it's the cockpit side of things. I used the PVA glue method to make a glass window rather than use Airfix's brick clear part. The rest of the model, looking at this, the air brakes, they're really nicely detailed as well. It does fit in quite nice. And really, I mean, all the exhaust area looks pretty nicely easy to follow. You do have lots of options with this kit. I mean, you do get to have your arrestor hook up or down and all this kind of stuff. There are more options as well. There is one pain with this, is the pylons. On the wing here, you've got like these kind of rectangular bits you've got to cut out so that you can actually put the pylons on, and they're a pain to cut out. I'd suggest, instead of cutting out a rectangle, just use a little drill and drill out, using a 1mm drill, just drill out 2 holes either end of the rectangle, and then drill out say something like a hole or 2 on your pylon, put a little bit of a rod in and stick it in that way, because they are just a pain and you end up making a mess. Moving along, you do with this one have the option of having like air brakes, open, closed. You get to have your wings folded, non-folded. Although it looks a bit of a complicated shape, it does actually go together quite well, and you can quite follow it quite nicely as well. And I do like the amount of options you get with this. Just moving through, yeah, I mean, it is very nice, self-explanatory, and you've got lots of moving parts like flaps and stuff, which is also good, you know. So there's a lot of nice options. You do get quite a few nice weapons as well. They're quite nice, but you shouldn't really have much of a problem following the instructions. The decals, there is quite a mass of decals, and there is this part to be decaled. You probably notice it better here, but all the these kind of red triangles and crosses and stuff, I mean, this is like a mess of like massive decals, and you've got to be mega careful. You've really got to come in there with, you've got to make sure you've got a nice gloss coat in this section here, so you've got a nice surface for your decals to go down, and you want to make sure that you know, you use your solutions and really make sure you get rid of all that silver in. And yeah, as you can see, lots and lots and lots of decals with this one. It is pretty decal mad, which brings us along to the decal sheet, which I must say is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I think these are made by cartographer, not sure, but I mean, they have that kind of feel. They are really, really nice. And as you can see, you've got this massive decal sheet, massive array of decals. You've got all these different squadrons, and they're nicely laid out as well. You've got your 4 different squadrons, they're all nicely separated. You know, it's nicely, easily accessible. They look nicely in registry, and they conform nicely to microcell and so. So the decals, you're not going to have any problem. You're going to be impressed. They are really nice. So I'll just get my blade, because we're going to have to cut out these bags. Right, you get one big bag. So I'll just cut them out this bag. Okay. We'll get them out for you. Nice massive amounts of sprues. Now, I think this kit is around about the £30 mark. So as you can see, a lot of plastic for your money. Now, looking at this sprue, I'm looking at the cockpit detail here. You know, instrument panels are looking, you know, nicely detailed, really nice. You know, you can really use this kind of a cockpit rather than resin. You could get resin, but I mean, really, you're not going to have any problems with this. You've got some nice weapons, fuel tanks, you know, you've got recessed panel lines. The plastic looks nice. I'm not seeing any flash. Not seeing any nasty ejector pin marks or anything like that. We've got lots of nice detail. I wouldn't say this is a beginner's kit or anything. It's a nice kind of intermediate sort of kit, really nicely detailed. We have our fuselage section here, really nice consistent panel line detail. I'm not really seeing no rivets, but I mean, it's really nice. The one thing is as well with this kit is if you choose to have the wings closed, you're gonna, where this sort of half of the wing is, and then you've got to put the other half in, you know, it is a bit of a problem to kind of get it glued up nicely, get it filled in, sanded and rescribed nicely to make it look nice, because of it being basically you've got to glue them together. It's, you know, to get that a nice professional finish is a bit tricky. That's the one kind of big thing about this kit. The pilots here, they look actually really nice as well. The exhaust, I mean, there's not much to the exhaust anyway, but they do look quite nice. We've got our third sprue here, which has our, to be honest with you, I'm not sure what they're kind of called, these things, but they're looking nice. I know they fit together. There's no major fit issues with this either, this kit. Slight maybe little issues with the air intakes, but apart from that, it is really, really nice. Yeah, even the wheel wells, I mean, they're nice, but you know, you can get photo etch for these wheel wells to liven them up quite nicely. So no real problems. And then we've got our our canopy part, nicely separately bagged. And looking at these, they're looking nice and shiny, but I'm seeing that there has been a bit of rubbing in the box. You know, there could have been a bit better kind of package, because you know, there is a few kind of, I wouldn't say scratches, but like rub marks, which, you know, they look as though they were really nice and shiny and clear and everything, but then you've got these rub marks. So that's going to need a bit of care with polishing them out and all that kind of stuff. You know, it's easily polished out, it's just, you know, a bit of extra packaging Airfix, and you know, that would have been really nice. So that looks nice. I'll put it back in its bag. And really, I mean, that was a nice quick rundown of the kit. I mean, as I say, it's a nice intermediate kit. I have built it before. You have just got a little bit of an issue around the air intakes to look at, and as I say, if you're gonna have the wings closed, to get that professional finish between the wing and the other half of the wing and the fuselage section, you know, is going to take that bit of effort to really kind of fill it, sand it, get it proper, get it nice. But apart from that, it's a well detailed kit. You know, you get a lot of plastic for your money. It's quite a big-ish model, and it is really nice. Nice array of weapons that you get with it, and it's around about the £30 mark. So I've got to say that actually, I mean, Airfix isn't really always, shall we say, pulling out the kind of models that professional people would like to build, but in this case they have brought out a model that you can bring up to a nice professional standard. You got a nice price, you get a lot of plastic, you get some really nice decals, some really nice options. So I mean, this kit is definitely a recommended kit. It kind of reminds me actually of the Airfix 1/48 scale Lightning. It's got that feel about it. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Hope this has been a nice bit of help. So until next time, I'll see you later.